Selama puluhan tahun, Aceh hidup di bawah bayang-bayang senjata, desingan peluru, operasi militer, dan luka yang tak selalu tercatat dalam sejarah resmi. Di satu sisi, negara berusaha mempertahankan keutuhan. Di sisi lain, lahir perlawanan yang mengklaim harga diri dan keadilan. Namun pada 15 Agustus 2005, jauh dari tanah Aceh, di sebuah kota bernama Helsinki, sejarah berbelok arah. Senjata mulai diletakkan. Perang panjang itu dipilih untuk diakhiri. Video ini mengajak kita menelusuri sebuah momen penentu. Saat konflik berubah menjadi kesepakatan, saat dendam digantikan harapan, dan saat Aceh memilih damai di ujung senjata. Pada tanggal 15 Agustus 2005, di kota Helsinki, Finlandia, sebuah babak penting dalam sejarah Indonesia resmi dimulai. Setelah puluhan tahun konflik bersenjata, pemerintah Republik Indonesia dan Gerakan Aceh Merdeka atau GAM akhirnya mencapai sebuah kesepakatan damai yang dikenal sebagai Nota Kesepahaman Helsinki. Kesepakatan ini lahir dari kesadaran bersama bahwa konflik Aceh tidak dapat diselesaikan melalui kekerasan. Hanya jalan damai, menyeluruh, berkelanjutan, dan bermartabat yang mampu mengakhiri penderitaan rakyat Aceh dan membuka masa depan yang lebih adil bagi semua pihak. Kedua pihak bertekad membangun kembali Aceh melalui proses demokratis, tetap berada dalam kerangka Negara Kesatuan Republik Indonesia, serta berlandaskan konstitusi. Tragedi tsunami 26 Desember 2004 menjadi pengingat pahit bahwa Aceh membutuhkan kedamaian untuk bangkit. Tanpa perdamaian, rekonstruksi dan pemulihan tidak mungkin berhasil. Nota kesepahaman ini menjadi peta jalan transformasi Aceh. Bukan hanya menghentikan perang, tetapi membangun kepercayaan, keadilan, dan pemerintahan yang bermartabat. Salah satu poin terpenting dalam kesepakatan ini adalah penyelenggaraan pemerintahan di Aceh. Pemerintah Indonesia berkomitmen membentuk undang-undang baru tentang pemerintahan Aceh yang mulai berlaku selambat-lambatnya 31 Maret 2006. Melalui undang-undang ini, Aceh diberikan kewenangan luas untuk mengatur urusan publiknya sendiri, mulai dari administrasi sipil hingga peradilan. Namun urusan strategis seperti politik luar negeri, pertahanan, keamanan nasional, moneter, fiskal, kekuasaan kehakiman, dan kebebasan beragama tetap menjadi kewenangan pemerintah pusat sesuai konstitusi. Aceh juga diberikan hak menentukan nama daerah, gelar pejabat, serta menggunakan simbol-simbol wilayah seperti bendera, lambang, dan himne. Batas wilayah Aceh ditegaskan merujuk pada perbatasan 1 Juli 1956. Selain itu, Lembaga Walinangro dibentuk sebagai simbol pemersatu dan penjaga adat serta tradisi Aceh. Nota Kesepahaman Helsinki membuka jalan bagi demokrasi sejati di Aceh. Pemerintah Indonesia sepakat memfasilitasi pembentukan partai politik lokal Aceh, sebuah langkah penting yang selama ini menjadi aspirasi rakyat Aceh. Rakyat Aceh diberikan hak penuh untuk menentukan calon pemimpin mereka sendiri, baik kepala pemerintahan maupun pejabat lainnya. Pemilihan lokal yang bebas dan adil dijadwalkan berlangsung pada April 2006, sementara pemilihan legislatif Aceh menyusul pada 2009. Untuk menjamin keadilan, pemantau internasional diundang, transparansi dana kampanye diwajibkan, dan seluruh rakyat Aceh dijamin hak politiknya tanpa diskriminasi. Dalam bidang ekonomi, kesepakatan ini memberikan Aceh ruang besar untuk mengelola masa depannya sendiri. Aceh berhak menarik investasi, melakukan perdagangan internasional, serta mengelola pelabuhan laut dan udara. Aceh juga memperoleh 70% hasil sumber daya alam, termasuk minyak dan gas, baik di daratan maupun laut teritorialnya. Langkah ini dimaksudkan agar kekayaan Aceh benar-benar kembali kepada rakyatnya. Pemerintah Indonesia berkomitmen menjalankan transparansi keuangan, dengan auditor independen yang melaporkan hasilnya kepada pemerintah Aceh. Kesepakatan Helsinki menegaskan komitmen kuat terhadap hak asasi manusia. Pemerintah Indonesia menyatakan akan mematuhi Kovenan Internasional PBB tentang hak sipil, politik, ekonomi, sosial, dan budaya. Untuk itu dibentuk Pengadilan Hak Asasi Manusia di Aceh serta Komisi Kebenaran dan Rekonsiliasi yang bertugas mengungkap kebenaran masa lalu dan mendorong rekonsiliasi yang adil dan bermartabat. Sebagai bagian dari perdamaian, pemerintah Indonesia memberikan amnesti kepada seluruh anggota GAM yang terlibat dalam konflik. Para tahanan politik dibebaskan tanpa syarat dan hak-hak kewarganegaraan mereka dipulihkan sepenuhnya. Pemerintah Indonesia dan pemerintah Aceh juga berkomitmen membantu proses reintegrasi. Mantan kombatan GAM, tahanan politik, dan warga sipil yang terdampak konflik akan mendapatkan bantuan berupa tanah, pekerjaan, jaminan sosial, dan dukungan ekonomi. Dana khusus reintegrasi dibentuk di bawah kewenangan pemerintah Aceh untuk memastikan proses ini berjalan adil dan berkelanjutan. Kesepakatan ini menandai berakhirnya kekerasan bersenjata di Aceh. GAM sepakat melakukan demobilisasi 3.000 pasukan dan menyerahkan 840 pucuk senjata yang dilakukan bertahap hingga akhir Desember 2005. Sebaliknya, pemerintah Indonesia menarik seluruh pasukan TNI dan Polri non-organik dari Aceh. Keamanan sehari-hari sepenuhnya menjadi tanggung jawab polisi organik Aceh, sementara TNI bertugas menjaga pertahanan eksternal. Untuk menjamin kesepakatan ini berjalan, dibentuk Misi Monitoring Aceh atau AMM yang melibatkan Uni Eropa dan negara-negara ASEAN. AMM bertugas memantau demobilisasi, penarikan pasukan, penegakan HAM, serta menangani pelanggaran terhadap nota kesepahaman. AMM diberikan kebebasan bergerak di seluruh Aceh dan dilindungi penuh selama menjalankan tugasnya. Jika terjadi perselisihan dalam pelaksanaan kesepakatan, penyelesaian dilakukan melalui mekanisme yang telah disepakati, mulai dari kepala misi monitoring hingga lembaga internasional yang memfasilitasi perdamaian. Keputusan yang diambil bersifat mengikat bagi semua pihak. Nota kesepahaman Helsinki bukan sekadar dokumen politik. Ia adalah janji sejarah bahwa konflik bersenjata di Aceh harus berakhir dan digantikan oleh keadilan, demokrasi, serta kesejahteraan. Pada 15 Agustus 2005, di Helsinki dunia menyaksikan bahwa perdamaian bukanlah kelemahan, melainkan keberanian tertinggi. Dan dari Aceh, Indonesia belajar bahwa luka sejarah dapat disembuhkan jika ada niat, kepercayaan, dan kemauan untuk berdamai. Berikut ini merupakan terjemahan resmi perjanjian atau kesepakatan antara Gerakan Aceh Merdeka dan Pemerintah Republik Indonesia yang telah disetujui bersama oleh delegasi kedua belah pihak. Terjemahan ini menjadi satu-satunya naskah yang digunakan secara resmi dalam bahasa Indonesia, sehingga memiliki kedudukan hukum dan rujukan yang sah. Adapun teks asli perjanjian tersebut ditulis dalam bahasa Inggris dan ditandatangani di Helsinki, Finlandia pada 15 Agustus 2005. Dengan demikian, naskah terjemahan ini berfungsi sebagai pengalih bahasaan resmi yang memastikan substansi kesepakatan tetap utuh dan dipahami secara sama oleh seluruh pihak di Indonesia.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing here today the culmination of a peace process which led to the Memorandum of Understanding between the government of Indonesia and Free Aceh Movement, CAM. This achievement has only been possible with the commitment of the parties to find a peaceful, comprehensive and sustainable solution to the conflict in Aceh with dignity for all. The purpose of this peace process has been to give a new start for the people of Aceh to live their lives in peaceful and democratic society. The agreement includes a strong commitment by the parties to human rights observance in Aceh, including the establishment of a human rights court and a commission for truth and reconciliation. I want to express my deepest gratitude to the negotiating delegations and especially their leaders, Minister Hamid Awaludin and Mr. Malik Mahmoud. I would also like to express my appreciation to the President of the Republic of Indonesia, Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, and Vice President Yusuf Kalla for their support for the negotiating effort. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the beginning of a new era for Aceh. Much hard work lies ahead. With signing, both parties commit themselves not to undertake any action inconsistent with the letter or spirit of the Memorandum of Understanding. It is of utmost importance that the parties honor the commitments they have made in the agreement. I appeal to both parties and all Acehnese and other Indonesians to give their full support to the Aceh monitoring mission. The monitoring mission will start on 15 September following the completion of appropriate legal arrangements by ASEAN contributing countries. From today until the formal start of the AMM, the EU member states and the ASEAN contributing countries will provide an initial monitoring presence, the task of which will be to undertake all the necessary planning and preparations for the AMM. The tasks of the AMM are detailed in the memorandum and include, among other tasks, monitoring of the human rights situation, monitoring of the legislation change process, monitoring the decommissioning of CAM armaments, and monitoring the relocation of non-organic police and military troops. Ladies and gentlemen, this process would not have been possible without the generous support of the government of Finland, the European Commission, and I recognize Commissioner Ferrero-Waldner's representative, Mr. Aldo Della Riccia, who sits on the right hand from me. And I would like to recognize other governments, the governments of Netherlands, Sweden and Switzerland, who have all contributed. I would also like to say that without the tireless work of the staff of the Crisis Management Initiative and our advisors, we would not have succeeded. Thank Mr. Juha Christensen, my countryman who brought the parties to the negotiations and helped to move the process forward. From our own side, it has been a privilege for me and my colleagues to guide this process. I thank you.
Praise be to Allah by His grace. We are today in a conflict that has caused so much suffering for the Acehnese people. President Antasari, Excellencies, Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the people of Aceh, our Wali Negara, Tengku Hassan Bintiro, and all the members of CAM in Aceh and everywhere in the world, I would like to thank the CMI and President Antasari for their work in helping us come to this point where we now have a peace agreement for Aceh. I would also like to thank the European Union for its support and commitment to this peace process and for agreeing to establish the Aceh Monitoring Mission, which will oversee the implementation of the agreement. Without the work of these two organizations, this process would not have been possible. I must also thank the people of Aceh for their patience during this difficult period and humbly accept the expression of support and goodwill they have offered to come and to the success of the peace process. I would also like to thank the Indonesian delegation with whom we have been holding these talks for the past 6 months. And also special thanks to Vice President Yusuf Kala and also the President who have been instrumental in we are moving in this position today. We come to this day at the conclusion of 6 months of talks aimed at achieving a peace agreement for the future of Aceh. But more importantly, we come to this day after almost 30 years of armed struggle for the liberation of the people of Aceh. We come to this day after almost 3 decades of military violence and repressions against the people of Aceh. The people of Aceh have a long and proud tradition of resisting aggressions from outsiders, and we have a long and proud tradition of justice. The struggle that we have waged for these many years has been to achieve justice for the people of Aceh. There has been no peace in Aceh because there has been no justice in Aceh. What we hope we have achieved with the signing of this peace agreement is the beginning of a process that will bring justice to the people of Aceh. Justice means ensuring that the people have a voice and that they are listened and their wishes are followed. This means the creation of a political system that encourages freedom of speech, many opinions, and the ability to fully participate in and be represented by that process. That is, ladies and gentlemen, the only way to ensure peace in Aceh is through the implementation of a genuine democracy. Genuine democracy does not restrain the creation of political parties. It encourages the creation of political parties. Genuine democracy does not limit the range of ideas that inform those parties. It encourages the full flowering of ideas. And genuine democracy does not bow in the face of violence and injustice. It is the means of ending violence and injustice. In coming to this peace agreement, the Free Aceh movement has made many concessions. It has not always made these concessions because it believes they will promote peace, justice, and democracy. It has made these concessions because they have been a part of the process of compromise with a political system that is still in transition. The Republic of Indonesia is not yet fully reformed from the dark days of the New Order, but this peace agreement is an important step for Indonesia away from those dark days. Peace is important to Indonesia so that it can learn to live with itself in all its deserved forms, in diverse forms. For too long, Indonesia's diversity has been allowed only so long as it conformed to a narrow nationalist interpretation. This interpretation tried to force one identity on Indonesia's diversity. This has failed. And where this has failed, it has been followed with repression. This narrow nationalist interpretation did not allow justice. it did not allow real democracy, and it did not allow peace. Ladies and gentlemen, for there to be a sustainable peace in Aceh, the people of Aceh must be allowed to choose their own representatives from their own political parties to stand for their own government. In their wisdom, the government of Indonesia has agreed to this proposal. This is the major achievement of the agreement, and it is that which best ensures there will be lasting peace in Aceh. However, ladies and gentlemen, it would be naive not to recognize there remains many challenges to peace in Aceh. Coming to this point of agreement has been hard work, but we know that a real hard work remains ahead of us. This peace agreement will need to be fully and properly implemented. It will need to obey not just the letter of the agreement, but obey the spirit of the agreement. That is where problems may arise. The answers to those problems will not be in a legalistic interpretation of the agreement. The answer will be in following the spirit of the agreement, to seek solutions that will promote justice, genuine democratization, and a sustainable peace. This agreement specifies that most day-to-day issues will devolve to the government of Aceh. But GAM has recognized that some powers in Aceh will remain with the government of the Republic of Indonesia. Given Aceh's history, the most important of these issues is that of defense. GAM has accepted that so-called organic troops can stay in Aceh to focus on the external defense of the state. However, the number of troops that will remain in Aceh does not appear to correspond with the usual requirements of the Indonesian military's territorial structure. At the end of this process, there will be around twice as many troops to be stationed in Aceh as any other area in Indonesia. This outcome cannot be explained by a focus on external defense, and it does not create confidence in the TNI's intentions. All Acehese people will, therefore, be relying on the Aceh monitoring mission to ensure these troops do not engage in any non-external activities. That is, the Indonesian Army has said it will no longer kill and attack the people of Aceh. We now call on the Aceh monitoring mission to make sure this is the case. Of more concern, however, is the militias in Aceh. The Free Aceh Movement expresses its deep concern over the continuing presence of TNI proxy militias in Aceh, despite the signing of the Aceh Peace Agreement. According to the agreement, the government of Indonesia will be responsible for the decommissioning of illegal weapons held by illegal groups or parties. This means the Indonesian police will be responsible for the disarmament of militias. The government of Indonesia has since denied that any militias exist in Aceh, hence the logic follows. There is no need for their disarmament. However, we know that many militia organizations do exist in Aceh, and that they are directly linked to and are supported by the Indonesian Army. There are around 10,000 TNI-linked militia members active in Aceh. It is difficult to believe that the Indonesian police will take weapons from militias that have been given to them by the TNI. According to reports that we have from Aceh, the militia members have recently been saying that after GAM is disarmed, they will keep GAM members. If GAM defends itself against this will be the excuse the TNI is looking for to relaunch military operations against GAM. This will end the peace process. As we all know, the TNI had a long history of using proxy militias to attack activists and civilians in Aceh. It has also done this elsewhere in East Timor, Papua, Maluku, and Central Sulawesi. We have always understood that the success of this peace will rely very heavily on the support of the international community and the attention given by the international media. We now call on the international community to voice its opposition to the threatening presence of militias in Aceh at this time of working for peace. And we humbly request the international media continue to focus on the militias in Aceh so they cannot commit atrocities without being exposed to the world. To use the words of President Ahtisaari during the last round of talk, this peace process has required a leap of faith by GAM. It is a leap of faith GAM has taken to allow Aceh to rebuild after the devastating tsunami which killed so many of our brothers and sisters. And it is a leap of faith that GAM has taken to give the people of Aceh the opportunity to build a better and brighter future for themselves, their children, and generations to come. While we hope there will be few problems ahead of us as we implement this peace process, we do understand that the task will not be easy. To ensure the success of this peace process, we will need to remain vigilant. We will need to work hard, and we will need the goodwill and cooperation of the government of Indonesia. GAM is fully committed to a plural and democratic future for Aceh, in which justice and peace prevail. We now leave this historic day and embark on a great journey into a new and we hope much better future. We hope the days of darkness and despair are now behind us. We look forward to the days of hope and life ahead, if it be God's will. Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Mr. President, Minister Widodo, Minister Tuamio Oja, Minister Sofyan Jalil, Member of Parliament, Ambassadors, especially saudara-saudaraku Pak Malik Mahmud, Zaini Abdullah, Bahtir Abdullah, Nur Juli, Nurdin Abdul Rahman, dan kawan-kawan saya yang lain. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today not for a celebration for any party. We and the world are witnessing the glory of human dignity because we just signed the commitment for peaceful settlement. So we are trying to end as well as to begin. We aim to end violence and to begin a new life. Our commitment is to value human life for human dignity. Some of us here, miles away from home, are crossing the ocean and continent, only to witness this moment. From today, the distinctive line between they and we must be deleted. We have only one clear line, we. So, together, let's tailor our past differences to become a suitable outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, history does not happen, but is made. We are here to try to make history, a history of peace. Peace should not be perceived as only the absence of violence. Peace means living together, supporting and understanding each other. Peace means law is upheld, order is preserved, justice and human rights and fairness are served, and prosperity is achievable. One of the main objectives of peace is to provide a land of opportunity for our children to grow and having good education. for a brighter future. Peace is aimed to create a certainty so that each person can live with a good dream and high expectation for better life. Peace must present a condition where each people is free from fear, free from intimidation and provocation. Ladies and gentlemen, with this peace accord, we are hoping that no more children become orphans. We cannot afford our women become widows. Parents will not lose their lovely children anymore. Tears and blood must be stopped. Sadness must be ended. We have to say clearly and loudly, no more and no more and no way. With this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let's not make our bitterness of the past cloud our minds and destroy our hearts and future. Our children's future always goes beyond the point of the past. A good phrase that should lead us is what our hero and legend Teuku Umar ever said. In his deliberation to stimulate his troops and followers fighting against the past colonial power, Umar spoke, and I quote, "We have to educate, teach, and grow our children to become a good fellow." And this is peace agreement is all about. Mr. President, what we just have now is a long process of journey from the first round of the talk in January until the signing time. At the very beginning of the first round of our talk, you said, Mr. President, and let me quote, "Let's get on board with the same direction and the same airplane." Our airplane just touched down. Our direction is correct and precise. Mr. President, direction never changes. The airplane never stopped over in any other terminal of any airport. You were and are always with us from the time of departure until landing. Without your presence, we would not land. Please accept our helpful thanks along with all your staff from CMI. We also thank the government of Finland for facilitating us to make these endeavors happen. Mr. President, you did a great work. Ladies and gentlemen, the peace that we just signed is the best and the most effective vehicle to embody our dream, a dream to sail together in the same boat, a dream to reside together on the same land and soil. So let's start the new journey, sailing together and living together on the same land, brothers and sisters. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to say a few words in Acehnese language. Pat hujan han pirang, pat perang tan reda. Tiadalah hujan tanpa henti, tiada perang tanpa akhir. There is always a time for rain to stop, and there is always a time for war or conflict end. We end the conflict. God bless our lovely country. Amen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed a historic day. The signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between the Government of Indonesia and the Free Aceh Movement GAM represents a bold commitment towards a shared future. In a sense, the implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding provides the Acehese people within the unitary state of Indonesia. By September the 15th, 2005, the European Union, together with 5 ASEAN states, will have a presence of some 250 monitors in Aceh. They will, among other things, monitor the implementation of disarmament and reintegration of gunfighters into the society, as well as the withdrawal of Indonesian non-organic military forces. The Aceh monitoring mission will be an unarmed civilian mission. This peaceful settlement of the conflict also greatly facilitates the reconstruction efforts in the aftermath of the tsunami disaster, which affected Aceh more than any other region. The European Union has thus far committed some 600 million euros for the reconstruction work in Indonesia. It gives me particular pleasure to announce that Finland will participate in the Aceh monitoring mission by providing experts. The first contingent of experts has already been deployed to the region as part of the EU initial monitoring process in Aceh. By mid-September, when the actual monitoring will begin, the total number of Finnish personnel will increase to some 35 experts. Finland has also expressed readiness to contribute to the training of the international monitors prior to actual deployment. I am very impressed by the willingness of both parties, the government of Indonesia and the Free Aceh movement, to tackle difficult and sensitive issues in an amicable manner, and would like to express my appreciation to both parties for their determination to make this peaceful solution possible. And I also would like to express our gratitude to President Ahtisaari and his crisis management initiative for their important, even crucial role in facilitating the talks between the parties. It has been a privilege for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to have been able to offer Finland as a venue for this peace process.
Mr. President, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor and pleasure for me, with my colleague from the European Commission, to represent the European Union on this historic occasion. May I begin by congratulating the representatives of the Government of Indonesia and the Free Aceh movement, who are here today and have signed the peace agreement, for the wisdom and compromise that they have shown in coming together for the good of the peoples they represent to bring lasting peace to Aceh. May I also offer warm congratulations to President Marty Ahtisaari and his colleagues at the Crisis Management Initiative, who have facilitated the negotiations leading to this peace agreement. The United Kingdom has had occasion in the past to feel the benefit of President Ahtisaari's great talent as a peacemaker. Representing the Council of Ministers of the European Union, the United Kingdom has today made the following statement about the peace agreement. On behalf of the EU, I would like to welcome today's signature of a peace agreement between the Government of Indonesia and the Free Aceh movement. This is a historic move which marks the end of 30 years of fighting. Implementation of the agreement will pave the way for a sustainable peace in Aceh and greatly assist the effective rebuilding of communities devastated by the tsunami. The EU has supported the peace process promoted under the Crisis Management Initiative and chaired by former Finnish President Marty Ahtisaari. I am pleased that the EU is able to play a part in supporting this peace agreement through its role in the Aceh monitoring mission and the potential support measures that the Government of Indonesia and the local authorities will adopt to ensure a lasting peace in the province. Thank you very much.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saudara-saudara yang sekarang sedang mengemban tugas negara Helsinki, saudara-saudara yang sekarang sedang berkumpul di Masjid Baitur Rahman Banda Aceh, dan saudara-saudara dimanapun saudara berada di seluruh tanah air. Hari ini adalah hari yang membahagiakan, penuh kesyukuran dan juga amat bersejarah. Sebentar lagi kita akan berkomunikasi ke Helsinki untuk mendapatkan laporan langsung dari yang mewakili pemerintah Indonesia apa yang telah dilaksanakan beberapa menit yang lalu, serta akan kita lanjutkan dengan bagaimana kita, bangsa dan negara Indonesia, menyukseskan apa-apa yang telah berhasil kita lakukan, dan puncaknya penandatanganan nota kesepahaman pada hari ini. Apakah saya bisa berkomunikasi langsung sekarang dengan Helsinki? Saya belum mendengar suara dari Helsinki.
Kami dengarkan Bapak Presiden. Kami mendengarkan Bapak Presiden dan melihat jelas.
Baik, kalau mendengarkan,
Kami sedang menyaksikan Pak, ini Pak Widodo.
Selamat sore Bapak.
baik, kalau mendengar saya memberi kesempatan kepada Menteri Koordinator Bidang Politik, Hukum dan Keamanan, dan kemudian Menteri Hukum dan HAM untuk melaporkan kepada rakyat Indonesia, menjelaskan kepada kami semua apa saja capaian yang telah dicapai, kemudian apa yang baru saja dilakukan di Helsinki, termasuk suasana batin seperti apa yang melingkupi peristiwa yang bersejarah pada hari ini.
Terima kasih Bapak Presiden. Kami laporkan, kami berada di Helsinki. Baru saja kita semua menyaksikan penandatanganan MOU antara pemerintah Indonesia dan GAM, dan kami laporkan
Langsung dengan Saudara Widodo AS dan Saudara Hamid Awaludin, tapi karena tidak bisa berkomunikasi langsung, izinkan saya kepada saudara-saudara semua untuk menyampaikan ucapan terima kasih dari pemerintah Indonesia atas kerja keras, jerih payah, dan apa yang dilakukan oleh delegasi perunding Indonesia dalam pertemuan di Helsinki sehingga membuahkan hasil yang baik seperti ini. Kemudian saya juga mengucapkan terima kasih kepada mantan Presiden Finlandia, Saudara Martti Ahtisaari dengan CMI yang telah memberikan bantuan, memfasilitasi pertemuan Helsinki ini dengan segala dinamika dan pasang surutnya yang akhirnya menghasilkan sesuatu yang patut kita syukuri sebagai awal yang baik penyelesaian komitmen dan kemudian niat baik untuk bersama-sama mengakhiri konflik di Aceh itu, dan kemudian sekali lagi bersatu sama Indonesia untuk membangun hari esok.
many months, and he experienced this, war in front of him, but he escaped luckily. I mean, he was not hurt, but eventually he was arrested by
General Bam Bang here.
Yeah, he was here.
On international TV, I surrendered to him, so I haven't seen him in
Cara makan.
Yang kanan je.
Apa yang dalam orang ni lu?
Bro, bawa rambut tak bro? Cak je cepat bawa rambut. Mau salah tapi lebih. Mau salah tak bawa yang pakai leg tapi lebih. Okey. Nah, yang nak dapat. Dalam tak tahu lah.
Pembukaan kedai runcit Olbi. Mana?
Ông kena ni ada ni kerja ni dah om kau mati.
Pembukaan kedai runcit Olbi.
Yo lawang sembilan berat.
Apakah pekerja siapa?
Yang nak punya bangunan, yang nak buang nak ya? Bangunan, yang nak bawa barang lagi.
Ya, buang.
Pun kurang beli ni pun ni.
Lelong, RM3.
Apakah pekerja banding?
Apa lama? Apa buganya?
Apa lama?
Mana buganya?
Apa lama? Apa lama?
Mereka nak orang lain.
Apakah punya
Amerika anak keluarga ni.
Apa balasa aku? Boleh
Ada tuan Amerika mau.
Sabah dek. Assalamualaikum.
Ya, okey, Iman. Assalamualaikum. Ya, Ibrahim.
Yang tahu urun dari Malaya apa? Gerupuk.
Enggak patut nak urutnya dari sini yang banyak juga.
Kan yang ke? Yang tak tungku tahi urunya memandung berbagai cik.
Dari Malaya ke Wali.
Maknanya nyau nak gambar ke tak tabak surat khabar bahasa bodohnya. Nyata Financial Times.
Cari.
This one first, and we have nyo dari Sweden di sini.
Ni wartawannya tapi tak sayang dia wali. Ya, ni ledak itu ni. Wartawan dari Sweden.
Nyo bahasa svenska. Adanya nyo bahasa Finland. Yan. Nyo gambar urung di Aceh, hotel kekalan tengah teken, nyo urung di kekalan di Masjid Raya Bandar Aceh. Jadi urung senang tak memanduk urung kampung jabat Masjid Raya. Nah, beri raya dong.
Thank you. Nanya na reporter dari US State Department yang dipujo tentang apa yang adanya berlaku di Indonesia. Ya, paling lain. Papi.
Dalam final aja.
Apa itu?
Ini yang baru-baru buka ya.
Assalamualaikum. Kita di
Finland.
Finland. Kita bantu bonak.
Bangsa dunia. Orang surat khabar seluruh dunia mana lebih 150 bangsa dunia. Ya bukan ya. Olehnya Presiden Asisari, olehnya Menteri Luar Finland. Menteri Luar awaknya kedua, olehnya awak Indonesia, awaknya dua minister, olehnya salam wakil EU, European Union, yang duta Inggris. Jadi yang resmi tak dipegang. Hanya reception madu hanya wakil-wakil daripada European Union pina nyalain, awak kementerian daripada Nangro Finland nyalain, nyawatenya oleh PK-nya tanya ijo interview gambar ni awak wartawan atau dunianya, olehnya tapaju lunch together, state lunch. Mau jamun yang dekat palace untuk governor Rusia. Jadinya official Finland's government function the building. Jadinya tempatnya yang jipi ke gedanya. Ya, yang sabar-sabar kehormatan kepada Aceh. Ya, baik. Olehnya duta Malaysia pi naik sih, duta Malaysia. Olehnya soal lain yang nak ingat yang bawa bawahnya luar. Ramai kan? Yang dan Cina Akbar press conference. Anak betul sampai hanya bunga berkena dengan pergi foto di airport di Finland. Jadi di seluruh Finlandnya masih cukup senang awaknya. Tinggalkan tempoh yang pengawal-pengawal kita di awal sekali Finland, pemerintah Finland, Kementerian Luar Negeri, kawan awaknya di motor jadi mau kena lembut ilake je kita nyokok bendera je nampak. Jadi tunjuk kepada awaknya ilake cok gambar.
Kita dari awaknya dari Foreign Ministry di Finland.
Yang sojo
dari Sandra.
Oh Sandra yang sudah berundang kan, sekretari daripada Kementerian Luar. Tapi dengan saja kita nyok.
Foreign Finland, Foreign Ministry Finland.
Ruslan and Joha will be arriving I think arrive already in Jakarta.
Yeah, they're roughly.
I think by tomorrow they will go to Aceh. Yes, and then also very soon, Irwandi will go there, and then also the wife of
Billy's
wife, Sadia, you know. She will be going to Aceh. So I think by tomorrow they will go to Aceh. Yes, and then also very soon, Irwandi will go there, and then also the wife of
Billy's
wife, Sadia, you know. She will be going to Aceh soon, and Irwandi. This is our advance party to work together with the EU monitoring team, and then also Tengku Muhammad, and all his our friends with him. I think about 5 of them.
Six, including Jafar.
Will be released on the 22nd. And then for that matter, we have already assigned at least 3 persons to the monitoring team to go back immediately to Aceh and join Irwandi with the EU team on the field. And then in the meantime, Tengku Muhammad and probably another one, we will try to bring him here very soon. Yes. And then all the other prisoners of Acehnese, prisoners in Java or in Aceh will be soon released. So we see there are a lot of things we have to do in the region in Aceh, but perhaps very soon we have to go back to Aceh. Yes, very soon. Ready to go? Yeah?
The best, huh?
Yeah, that's the best we have reached so far for this time. Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready to go back?
Yes.
You bring a flag. We will make sure that you go in style.
Waiting for you.
You know, our flag will be raised in Aceh. Officially, they will raise in Aceh. So there are so many other things.
209.
Yeah, 2009.
2009.
Yeah, 2009 we'll have our own parliament as part of the self-government.
2009.
Yes.
Not known.
Not now.
This will be step-by-step exercise, you know. Yeah. And then these people, Demin and many others, our friends from outside, we will bring to Aceh as well. And we will assign all jobs for them. And we will give citizenship for them.
Abu Willy.
Kuala Lumpur, Tugai Ulun dalam bidang agama di Kuala Lumpur. Jadi alhamdulillah lun senang hati kamu hormati. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yang kedua, kan? 4 bulan lagi, 40 bulan yang akan
Bulan yang kali nak nyalun juga sedalamnya ada di New York pernah merupakan.
Yang kita di restoran di hotel, apa jo stick, banyak nak geprek di lobi yang ke.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Tuan Gawali bin Ahmad, kampung di Jun. Ayat silom kat Zahid tahun belum 80 belum kirim ke Malaysia untuk latihan penuh Suriah. Maknanya takut di Malaysia mungkin kegelapan.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ulun Wali Said Saiful bin Said Ahmad, Anu Said Muhammad, Asai Simpang Uli. Juga Ulun Wali membantu tentara-tentara yang susah dengan roh maupun yang ada di Malaysia.
Nyampun tekak kan? Nyampun tekak kan? Mereka kalau lepas dia proses singki.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dan Long Abdul Wahab bin Hadi Ahmad, Long wilayah Batali Jinir. Inolon tugas di Johor Bahru sebagai Long Urung Tua Raja di Johor Bahru dan Long Perwakilan Nasional Kuala Lumpur. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum